Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Happily Booked, the podcast where two kindred spirits believe that the pursuit of happiness is the same thing as reading a good book and being able to talk about it. We're your hostesses, Brooke and
Beck. Good morning.
Good morning. And yeah, here we are once again for another recording. So, how's it going?
It's going great. I had a hard time not talking to you this week.
Yeah. Yeah. You did good, though. I'm proud of you. Super proud of you. It's really funny. No matter what I do, once we finally sit down and actually start recording, I'm like, oh, I wasn't prepared at all. What am I supposed to talk about again? Yeah. How was your week?
It was great. I did have slept wrong one night and I woke up. That wasn't that great, but the rest of the week was great.
I know, you came into work and you're like holding your arm all limpy, and I was like, oh no, Becky.
Even customers were asking me what was wrong.
I know, and you're just walking around holding it up to your chest. I was like, what happened? And then it was sort of weird. The next day I slept wrong and my shoulder hurt.
Oh my gosh.
But it just lasted that day. I'm fine. And I believe you're fine, right?
Yeah.
You had a chiropractor set you straight?
Oh my goodness, yes. Thank you.
Cool.
I love chiropractor. Well, I love my chiropractor.
I love all chiropractors.
I was scared to go to a chiropractor for a long time because I've actually heard bad things about them.
Yeah.
And but my chiropractor is really amazing. So
that's good.
Now I'm scared to ever go to anywhere else because they're not going to be as good as her.
Yeah, and you just know it. I'm scared to go to a chiropractor, mainly because I mean the main thing is they want people want their backs popped and like realigned and stuff, but like my back cannot do that.
Oh yeah.
Because it can't. And so yeah, I've always been like, well, I don't really have a point in going.
Yeah.
I would like to get maybe my hip readjusted.
Yeah.
That might be nice. But I've had my neck popped once, and that freaked me out.
When she pops my neck, it's weird because like if I pop my own neck, like it feels stressful to do it.
Yeah.
But when I go and I'm just laying there and she just kind of takes my head in her hand and she just kind of moves my head around and then boop, and it cracks. And I'm like, oh, that felt so good.
It's weird. It's weird. I wonder, like, I have no idea how chiropractors, like, get their license.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what kind of schooling they have to do, but it's very weird that they can just barely touch you, and then they're like, oh, yeah, this needs to go this way, and then snap.
Yes. She always, the first thing she does before she does my adjustment, she says, stand in the doorway. Yeah. And she just looks at me and she goes, yeah, you're leaning forward, so your hips are probably out of alignment. Your shoulder is hanging down, so it's probably this. I'm like, man, how could she just look at me and tell my shoulder's hanging down?
That is so... I don't want to say weird because I don't want to sound rude because I don't mean it in like, oh, weird, but like that's just very interesting.
Yeah. It's like she's psychic.
I know. No, I'll pop Austin's back every now and then, and sometimes I'll stand on it, but that's about all I can do. But yeah,
I used to have the girls stand on my back.
Yeah.
Emma, obviously, she's taller than I am, so I don't want her to do that anymore. Yeah. And one time when Ella was little, I said, can you stand on mommy's back? Can you walk on mommy's back? She starts jumping up and down. I said, I didn't say jump on my back.
And now I have to go to the chiropractor. That's funny. Yeah. You should have known, Becky. You should have known your child was going to jump on your back.
I should have.
That's funny. Oh, man. So, the 7th episode is out. It is, what did we talk about last week? We talked about the winner of the book club vote, I think. And
yes, we did.
Then we mentioned that we would like it if people are interested, if they could please send us book recommendation requests, and maybe if they're doubly interested, questions that they just feel like asking us that we can answer on the podcast. Yeah. So everybody, that's out and about. We announced it on social media, the questions and the book recommendations and the book poll. So we haven't received anything yet, but I'm sure that now that the actual episode is out and people will listen, we might get a few things here and there. Yeah. So that's exciting. I hope we do. But it's okay. No pressure, anybody. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
But I'd like to be able to recommend books if I could. And if you're wondering what my favorite color is, I'd love to answer that, you know? So, that's out and about. And so with that being said, don't forget to read Goblin if you're interested in participating. And if you're not interested in participating with actually sending us stuff, you don't have to send us anything. Just read the book. I really think it's going to be good. So far, I have some people who I know who are interested in reading, and they're doing it with us. They're like, oh, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty spooky. And so that's exciting. I'm excited to finally get to that point where we can record that episode.
Yeah. I've only read the first page, but I'm already scared about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's only the first page.
I haven't read any of it. I was sort of thinking of saying, oh, maybe I should pull her leg and say, I read the whole thing already.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I
haven't.
It too.
No, I haven't read any of it.
I only finished the one book this week, and I was kind of disappointed because I thought I was going to be able to finish Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to upload my book onto Kindle.
Yeah, your actual book, because you are a self-published author, which we talked about in last week's episode. So if you're interested to hear even more about that.
They won't take JPEGs.
They won't.
No, and so I've been trying to figure out how to change it from a JPEG to an HTML. I don't even know what that stands for.
Me either.
And they take PDFs, but I don't think it's in, I just have it in a JPEG.
Yeah.
And I tried to put it in a zip file, which I only halfway understand what that is. And I tried to upload it in the zip file, but it was still in JPEG form, so it wouldn't take it. So then I tried to download the Kindle Creator or something like that, where you actually do your book in this app, and then you can upload it to Kindle. But the computer I bought Emma doesn't have enough space to even download the application. Oh. So my dad has a scanner on his computer, so I'm thinking, he told me I could use his scanner, so I'm going to go home later to his house and use his computer and see if I can download everything onto his computer and then upload my scans. I don't know. We'll see. There might be a book soon.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a book, but it might be on Kindle soon.
Yeah, I would like to be able to purchase that book. Oh, you have the one and only.
Well, that's not the one and only. My cats ate it. My mom has a copy that looks better. Yeah. That I will scan.
How mad were you when you found this and the cats had chewed all over it?
I was pretty mad.
Yeah. I'd have been pissed too.
I did some copy and pasting of the uploads of that, but if I can use Dad's computer, then I'll just use their copy of my book. Yeah. Thankfully, Mom bought one a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, so cute. And your sister drew these? Yep. Aww. That's my face when I have to go to work. I hope you can get it on the stuff. I hope you can get it republished.
Me too.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Because then we can tell everybody to go buy it.
Yes, and maybe it'll just blow up, and I can actually buy stuff for my farm.
Right.
Pay some bills.
I know. You know what would also help that? Is if we actually wrote our other books that we want to write.
That would.
And got those published.
Look, and you can download the Kindle thing and just do everything on Kindle. It'll be way cheaper. Yeah. They give you 70% of the profit.
Wow, it's been a while since I looked into all of that through Kindle/Amazon publishing and stuff, and I was like, they actually give you a pretty good amount of all the stuff. Yeah. I couldn't think of the word. It wasn't profits I was trying to think of. I was just going to think of the other word. Oh, well.
Royalties.
Yes, royalties. Yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure.
That's funny. So, yeah. Before I forget again, just going back to Goblin for a second. Yes. Just remember, if you are interested in sending us audio / a paragraph, just in case we can't get your audio up, be sure to send it to us through our email by October 14th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right. By October 14th. So I think that's like a Friday. It's either a Thursday or a Friday. But the point of that date was so that I would have the weekend to try and upload the audio and get all of that prepared for everybody. So then the following Monday we can record. And then that following Monday it'll be out. So just October 14th, a Friday, as my lovely co-host Rebecca has just informed me.
Interrupted.
No. If anybody interrupts on this show, it's me.
I'm pretty sure we're equally contributing to that.
We're both a little kooky and impatient.
But that's a good thing about friends. Yeah. Sometimes I have family members who get upset if they get cut off. Of course, they don't mind cutting off other people.
Isn't that funny?
But I love having a good conversation where everyone's talking over each other. Yeah. when I was in college, one time I went to one of my good friends' houses, and my roommate and my sister, who was also my roommate, we were all sitting there, and we were just talking, and it was almost like we weren't even at anyone else's house. We were just together. And my friend's dad started laughing. He goes, I can tell you live together.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys finish each other's sentences. You talk all over each other. And I just think that's a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't have to get upset because someone talked over you.
No. My only issue is that I want to make sure I remember to say everything I want to say.
Yeah.
Because,
well, there is that.
Yeah. Because I don't mind hopping back and forth and us, like, cutting each other off, but as long as I remember what I was trying to say so that I can say it, because then later I'm going to go home and be like, oh, dang it, this was so funny and I wanted to tell them and now I forgot, and now if I don't write it down right now, I'll never remember again. So that's how it goes for me.
Me too, but that's because I'm old. Older.
I have an old brain. It's fine. Old brain.
All right, what do you want to talk about first or second?
So, do you, Becky, have any hauls? It's okay if you don't. No pressure.
I don't this week, but I will next week. I was really hoping that what I ordered would be here in time because I really wanted to talk about it this week.
Yeah. I'm excited.
That's okay. I'll wait till next week.
I'm excited to see what you're waiting on. Well, I do have a haul.
I could see. I saw that first thing. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. I have a
Books a Million.
Books a Million bag. Oh, chaos over here. Just a madhouse. So, all right. I have stuff to haul. I have several things to haul. I have 5 things to haul. 5. 2 of which I did not purchase. They are borrowed books. Yet again, because they just keep coming. And I just can't stop. So this is the Fallen series. Well, this is just the first 2 in the Fallen series. It's Fallen and Torment by Lauren Kate. The only thing that I know about these, and the only thing I've ever needed to know about these, is that it is a fantasy, and I guess maybe slightly sci-fi, paranormal, and they are romance. And I believe, if I'm thinking of the correct series when I think about this, how these are pitched, they are pitched as basically Twilight, but like with angels.
Oh.
So I think it has something to do with an angel who has fallen, and hence the name of the first book.
Right.
And for whatever reason. And I don't know. I guess it would be helpful if I read the back, huh? I guess I can do that. Let's see. There's something achingly familiar about Daniel Grigori. Mysterious and aloof, he captures Lucy Price's attention. I may have said that name wrong. Forgive me. From the moment she sees him on her first day at Sword and Cross boarding school in Savannah. Oh, Savannah. I didn't know it was set in Savannah. Is this the Savannah? Savannah, Georgia. He's the one bright spot in a place where cell phones are forbidden and other students are screw-ups. Security cameras watch every move, except Daniel wants nothing to do with Lucy. He goes out of his way to make that very clear, but she can't let it go. Drawn to him like a moth to a flame, Lucy has to find out what Daniel is so desperate to keep secret, even if it kills her. So it's funny, it doesn't mention the fact that he, I think, is supposedly an angel, quote unquote. So I guess, I don't know. That's how it was pitched, I'm pretty sure, if I'm thinking of the right series. Every time I see it on the internet, it's always like, Twilight, but with angels. But and maybe not those exact words, but that's all I remember. And I've said that like 3 times. But yeah, I'm excited to start those. Our lovely friend who we ate lunch with.
Okay.
She had these and she was like, you can just borrow them. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she was like, I'll send them with this person to work tomorrow. Don't worry. And I was like, okay, cool. So I came in and he was like, here you go. And I said, well, you got 2 more books.
How many books are in the series?
I don't know. Also by Lauren Kate, Torment and Passion. Maybe it's a 3-book series. Oh, no, it keeps growing. Fallen, Passion, Rapture, and Torment, obviously. Fallen in Love. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Oh, yeah, there they are. See, they weren't on the back of the first. I guess it's a 5-book series. I could be wrong. It could be more. I don't really feel like looking it up.
You'll find out eventually.
Yeah, I'll find out eventually. So the other day, I hung out with my sister, and we just ate dinner together, and then we went to Books a Million, as you can probably figure out. And we were just wandering around, and I just was like, man, I'm going to leave here with a book. I know I am. And she was like, okay, buy a book. Because last time I really don't let myself actually go to bookstores very often. And so when I do, I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy myself a book. And so I did. I bought 3. Came out to a total of like almost $50. That's fine. Let's see. Which one is the first one I picked up? I think it's this one. The first one I picked up is Pax by
that's a pretty cover.
Sara Pennypacker. What
That's a cute name.
It is a cute name. Illustrated by John Klassen. It's called Pax. It's really cute cover. It's got this little fox on the front. Every time I saw this book, it immediately it made me feel like it would just warm my heart, and it made me think of Fox and the Hound.
Yes.
And that I just can't help but be attracted to it. Called my name. It's been calling my name for at least a year and a half. So
it's taken you that long to buy it?
Yeah, there's so many books that quote unquote have been calling my name. But I can't just go out and purchase all of them. Otherwise,
not yet.
The house would be made of books. Yeah.
Also be like, there's too many stacks.
Yeah.
You gotta get rid of some of this.
Yeah, and then I would have to fight him, and it'd be a whole thing. Yeah. It was really funny. We were like going through our stuff one day just to get rid of stuff. And I was just then later on done going through our stuff to get rid of. I was just reorganizing one of my bookshelves. So I was just sitting there and I was taking books down and moving. And he was like, well, you don't have to get rid of all of those, right? And I looked at him like he had lost his mind. And I said, I'm not getting rid of any of these. What do you think I'm doing? I'm just moving them around. He was like, oh, my bad. It was really funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, so this is a children's book. I'll read the inside for you because even though I've been calling my name for a year and a half, I don't know what it's about. So, Pax and Peter have been inseparable ever since Peter rescued him as a kid. But one day, the unimaginable happens. Peter's dad enlists in the military and makes him return the fox to the wild. Oh my god, I'm going to start crying. At his grandfather's house, 300 miles away from home, Peter knows he isn't where he should be with Pax. He strikes out on his own despite the encroaching war, spurred by love, loyalty, and grief to be reunited with his fox. Meanwhile, Pax, steadfastly waiting for his boy, embarks on adventures and discoveries of his own. So, it sounds really sweet. I know it'll probably make me cry. The text is really nice and large. I like that.
So, I know this isn't a real life story, but his dad let him keep a baby fox. Right. And then once it's grown, makes him let it.
I know, right?
It has none of his natural instincts anymore.
I know. Like
it was
it's
not
just
raised
die.
by foxes.
Right.
It was raised by a human.
Yeah.
It's not going to know how to protect itself.
Yeah. And it's going to be sad.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? I know. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. For the record, if anybody finds a baby fox and wants to give it to me, I would not do that. I would love it and raise it. Foxes are so cute. They're also sneaky little devils. They're real cute. Yeah, it was just really giving me Fox and the Hound vibes, and that movie. That movie gets me every time.
Tearjerker.
That and Bambi. Whew.
Yeah.
Done.
The girls won't even let me watch Bambi anymore.
Is it because you cried too much?
No, it's because they cry.
Oh.
They're like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah. It's so sad. Yeah, those are good, though. Disney movies are always pretty good. They also always make me cry.
Yeah.
Every single one. So, it was really funny. Me and my sister were walking around the store, and I had picked up these 3 books to buy, and I just sort of stopped walking, and I looked at them, and I looked at her, and I was like, this really shows the differences in the books I like. Because that was a child's book, all right? And now this is called The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. It's a part of a series. I think there's I don't know, 5 books in this series. It's not all about the same people, I don't think, though. But it's a romance. And I'm not going to pretend like I don't already know. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty spicy romance. But, I mean, look at this cover.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's got these blueprints to the castle. So pretty. So, I'm just going to read the back. I'm going to read. It's two people that we're following, and they both have their own little snippets on the back, and I'm going to read those. So, Rowan. I'm in the business of creating fairy tales, theme parks, production companies, 5-star hotels. Everything could be all mine if I renovated Dreamland. My initial idea of hiring Zyra was good in theory, but then I kissed her. Things spiraled out of control once I texted her using an alias. By the time I realized, Becky's spitting up water over here. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we're destined to ruin them. And then here's Zyra's. I think I'm saying her name right. After submitting a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamland's most expensive ride, I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch, I had to work for the most difficult boss I'd ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care. At least not until I discovered his secret. It was time to teach the billionaire that money couldn't fix everything, especially not us. So, like, I know it's a romance, and I'm pretty sure it's, like, a pretty spicy romance. So that's a children's book, a romance, and this beautiful fantasy book.
Wow.
Look at that dragon.
I was going to say, that is a nice dragon.
That's
right
a scary-looking dragon.
Very
and look
scary.
how big he is. Look how tiny that person is. So, this is the first book in, I want to say, the Bloodsworn series. I almost said trilogy like I know anything. It is The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. And I know nothing about it. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen it on YouTube. And I thought, that looks like a fantasy that I could dive into. And it's got a dragon on the cover. So I love when they have dragons on the covers. I think that dragons are so cool. So I will read the back.
All right, I'm waiting.
That's all I'm good for. And barely that. So when the gods fought, it was a battle so savage they destroyed themselves, leaving nothing but their bones and the broken land of Vigrid in their wake. Now, as whispers of war echo over the fjords and across the plains, fate follows in the footsteps of 3 warriors, a huntress on a perilous quest, a noblewoman pursuing battle fame, and a thrall seeking retribution among the mercenaries known as the Bloodsworn. All 3 will change the course of the world as it once more falls under the shadow of the gods.
Ooh, you know what I like from that?
What?
They're women.
They are women. Well, I don't know, like, what was the last one? It didn't really say.
It didn't say.
Oh, book 1, it's funny. If I had just opened the cover. Book 1 of the Bloodsworn trilogy. So it is a trilogy. How exciting. I remember this one is not the one that actually caught my eye. It's the second book in the trilogy that they had, like, facing the cover out. And it had this massive, scary-looking wolf on it.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, that looks so good. And I picked it up, and my sister was like, nope, that says number 2. Can't read it. Can't buy it. And I was like, oh, you're right. And so I picked up the first one. So, yeah, my taste was really showing that day. It was children's book, beautiful little middle grade book with a cute little fox on the front that just wants nothing to be with his boy. And then spicy Rowan and Kyra, billionaire romance. And then I don't know if it would be an epic or a high fantasy, but a big old fantasy, that's for sure. So I'm excited about those. I will say the fine print
confused me when you started reading the back. I was surprised that it was kind of modern.
Yeah,
like looking at it, I was thinking it was going to be like a fairy tale.
Right. Yeah, because of the castle.
Yeah.
But then once I read the back, it's like, oh, he owns the place with the castle, Dreamland. Right. So yeah, that's all I've got to haul. Yeah.
Did you finish your book?
I did finish stuff.
Okay.
I finished stuff. I finished books. How exciting.
At 3:00 this morning.
Right, I know, right? So I finished it not too long before I finally started getting everything ready for y'all to arrive. I really was hoping it wasn't going to take me that long, but it did. But it's okay. It's fine. I finished 3 things. Yay!
All right.
I'll just talk about this first since I have it here and it's the freshest in my brain.
All right.
I finished The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. This was the book that was about the daughter who was estranged from her father. Her mother and her left him in Alaska when she was 2 because her mother, turns out, she just was not made to live there. She couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle the long days and the long nights and how cold it got and how they have to, they live differently. You know, they have to really, thrive off the land more and, they have to care less about, where they're going to get their Starbucks and stuff. They have to prioritize things differently there.
Yeah.
And so her mom couldn't handle it, so they left. And now she's back because she got a call saying that her dad has cancer and he wants to rekindle their little relationship.
Yeah.
So she goes, and it's really, really good. I liked it a lot. I don't want to give anything away, but the romance in it was really good. I actually really enjoyed the romance, probably by far one of my favorite. Just the their chemistry together was just so fun. Like, it was a funny book also. Like, it was a funny book. It was making me laugh. Their banter together was just so, like, great. I just loved it. Like, he's so, like, how do I say this without sounding like a freak? He's so manly, basically. I mean, he's just burly, but he's got, like, a great sense of humor, but he's also, like, a teddy bear. Mm-hmm. That's why everybody in town's like, he's a teddy bear, and she's like, I don't believe you. Because he's not being very nice to her when he first gets her and flies her in, because she's the city girl all of a sudden coming to his side of town, basically.
Right. But
their chemistry was really good. The relationship she builds with her father is pretty good, and the relationship she starts building with all these people in this town is really good. It made me want to hop on a plane and go to Alaska. I wanted to go to Alaska so bad. I've always wanted to go to Alaska. I want to go to Alaska right now. Like, it was really good. It was really nice how she, like, described the wilderness, and they got to see, like, raccoons and moose, which I'm terrified of moose. Like,
they can kill you.
They're, like, aggressive, and they're gigantic.
Aggressive, yes.
But I mean, she saw a moose from a plane, so it was safe. But it was really nice. It definitely made me want to pack everything and go to Alaska for a trip, for sure. So yeah, that was the most recent book that I finished. That was my physical book that I finished. So I also finished Vanishing Fleece by Clara Parks. She read that book so well. She wrote the book. She's the author, and she read it also. So that book was really good. I think you, as somebody who likes yarn and would be interested in learning about the process from getting the yarn from the sheep to the shelves, I think you'd be interested in listening to it, reading it, however you choose to read it. I really liked the audiobook because the way she read her own book was it was perfect. Like, she knew how she wanted everything to be said. That's why a lot of people like when the authors actually read their own books, because nobody has to guess at how the author intended something.
Right.
And it was really nice. It's definitely, like, I mean, you'd have to be interested in sitting there and listening about the process of shearing a sheep, and then, like, I don't remember all the terminology, but, like, carding the yarn and, like, getting everything clean and ready, and then, like, threading it all together. Like, you'd have to be okay listening to that. I could see, like, a lot of people probably wouldn't be very interested in it, but it was really good. My favorite part of the book was, like, I think it was, like, chapter 5. It was the chapter where basically she's going to this farm because she got offered this gigantic bale of wool from a sheep farmer who had an extra bale. I think he offered it to her because she was, like, I think she still is. She's a yarn reviewer.
Oh.
So I guess somehow, I don't remember if she reached out to him or if he found her, or I don't remember that exact detail, but he offers her this gigantic bale of yarn. I mean, like, more yarn, and she says this, like, more yarn than one person could ever need. Like, it is so big. And so she goes to his farm, and she's describing, it's shearing day, and it's like, the way she describes it sounds so silly, but it was just so beautiful. Like, the connection that these people were making with the sheep, and it was so, like, quiet on the farm that day. Everyone's calm and quiet. The sheep aren't even, like, bleeding. They're just standing there waiting their turn to get sheared. And it was just really nice how she talked about, like, a lot of people are against people shearing sheep, but they don't realize that they have to do that.
Right.
They have to. Like, yeah, the sheep needs its wool, but it's gonna grow back.
Right.
And after hundreds and hundreds of years of breeding and being taken care of by people, the sheep, they don't shed on their own.
Right.
And it could lead to a lot of health problems for them. And so people, and I don't get that. I don't understand, like, you're just cutting their hair.
Right.
They're fine.
That'd be like them getting upset that we took our kids to the
to
barbershop.
Get their haircut. Like, they're okay. They're perfectly fine. And I'm sure there are some bad farms out there. There probably aren't very nice.
There's always sheep. Good of this thing and always bad as well.
There always is. But they just cut their wool off. Like, right. They're not doing anything to them. And then it was just really nice that it was like a very just quiet chapter, and it was like a cool morning, and it was just really nice the way she read it, and it was just really beautiful the way that they cared about the sheep. It was just nice. I really liked it. But that was my favorite chapter. The book was pretty good overall. She read it really well. The process was very interesting. I don't remember what I gave it. I gave it 5 stars, so it was really good for a nonfiction, you know? So, I also finished another book.
All right.
I finished, totally taking a different turn here. I finished another audiobook, and it is another nonfiction audiobook, and it is called Witch, A Tale of Terror.
Ooh.
Because it's about all true accounts during that era, during the witch trials and everything. Most of these stories are actually overseas, somewhere else other than the States. So even before all of the colonists here were losing their minds.
Yeah.
But
crazy stuff.
Yeah. And so it was really interesting. It was a true tale of terror. I mean, it's crazy. It is just crazy when you think back on humanity's like history.
Yes.
I mean, it is absolutely absurd to me, some of the stories they were saying. I'm like, they have lost their minds.
And it doesn't matter if they're quote unquote Christians.
Right.
True Christians don't act that way.
No.
But it doesn't matter if they're quote unquote Christians. It doesn't matter if they're witches. It doesn't matter if they're barbarians. It doesn't matter if they're whatever their culture, whatever. Some people cannot stand you if you don't think or look the same way that they think and look.
Yeah.
It's okay to disagree. You don't have to kill people.
No.
Because you don't
have to burn a family alive.
No.
Just because you thought maybe.
And the one thing about the witch trials that I just can't get over, it was dumb things like, if she floats on water, she's a witch. Yeah. So you had to drown.
Right.
To prove you
weren't a witch.
There
were so many stories like that. I mean, so many. And then there was just a lot of, like, they just tortured people. They're like, you have to tell us, admit that you've done this. They didn't even do it, but they're like, okay, fine, just stop torturing me. Right. And they're like, all right, you're guilty, burn alive.
And then they would do that, and then they would rat out other people who didn't have anything to do with
people
anything.
Would just make stuff up. I remember, I jotted this down as a little mental note because I was like, I've got to say this. There was nobody faker than your neighbor during the witch trials. Nobody faker. They would just be walking past your house and they don't know what you're doing. You could be in there talking to the cat. You're talking to the cat. Oh, well, you are clearly in cohorse with the devil. So
that cat has to be talking back to you.
That cat must be a demon. Like, it baffles me that then they would go snitch on you for talking to your cat. And then immediately you have to die.
And what is the thing with the black cat?
I don't know.
Poor black cats. Everyone hide your black cats,
I know.
Please.
Oh my God. They still get like a bad rep like
they
today.
Do.
Yeah.
And on Halloween, people like go around looking for them to kill them.
They're just cats. Like, they're just cats.
The day before and the day after, guess what? Are you going to kill them?
No.
No, just on Halloween.
No.
Why?
Yeah. Because you're a freak. Yeah. I jotted down a little part of a chapter because I wanted to read it to you.
Okay.
Actually, because it was an audiobook, I had to like play it, pause it, type. Play it, pause it, type. Play it, oh, pause it, type. So I made sure I got it right.
That's funny.
And it's just a quick little snippet from they're all true accounts. And it's just, the mass hysteria was just wild. Completely wild. I'm so glad that I didn't live during those times because surely I'd have been burned at the stake. So, a case of witchcraft which created a great sensation in its day occurred in 1588 in a village in the mountains of Auvergne, about 2 leagues from Abchon. And these are like French places, so I am just saying it exactly how I heard the narrator say it. A gentleman of that place being at his window, there passed a friend of his who had been out hunting and who was then returning to his own house. The gentleman asked his friend what sport he had, upon which the latter informed him that he had been attacked in the plain by a large and savage wolf, which he had shot at without wounding, and that he had then drawn out his hunting knife and cut off the animal's forepaw as it sprang upon his neck to devour him. The huntsman, upon this, put his hand into his bag and pulled out the paw, but was shocked to find that it was a woman's hand with a wedding ring on her finger. The gentleman immediately recognized his wife's ring.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I know, like, these are all, like, true accounts of what was saved in the history. So however they put the information down, I mean, whether or not they were exaggerating, we don't know.
Right.
But, I mean, and that's just a great example of just the hysteria or the fact that this man was just a psychopath,
right,
and was taking advantage of
what was going on,
all of this,
right,
and went and like attacked this woman and cut off her hand and was just pretending that it was a wolf's paw. You know, it's just wild. And after I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh. And then, like, later that day, the gentleman goes to his home, and this is just what was jotted down as the history of this, and confronts his wife. His wife's sitting in there, like, with a blanket covering her hand, and he, like, demands to see her hand, and she's, like, scared, but, like, shows him her hand, and, I mean, there's no hand, according to all of this. And so then he says, apparently, he was already guessing that she was dabbling in witchcraft, and so they take her to get tried for being a witch. Wow. And it's like, that is absolutely insane. This man probably just attacked her and cut off her hand.
It doesn't say what she said? Like,
Yeah, interesting, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, and surely they weren't going to listen to the women anyway, obviously, since they were mainly women they were burning. They did burn men, but, I mean, they burned anybody, anyone. They burned children.
Yeah, I was going to say anybody. They took children.
It was just wild. But I thought that was very interesting. Very spooky, if you can get past the actual true horror of it. I mean, very good spooky tale for the spooky season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I also think if you would be interested in listening to that, I think it would pair well with the movie The Witch. It was a 2015 horror movie, and it's about this, it's set in 1630, and it's about this family, this New English family, who gets exiled from their village for some reason. I think it's because they were starting to think that maybe his wife or one of his daughters was a witch, but they just decide to exile them. So they're roaming the land, and they find a new place to set up their little homestead, and they talk like old English in the movie. So it takes a second when you watch the movie to be like, what are they saying again? But after a little bit, you get it. But I remember I was watching that, and I was like, huh?
Someone put on the subtitles.
Yeah. And it's pretty spooky, pretty scary, and so just weird stuff starts to happen, and it's really, really freaky. So I know I have several friends who they like horror, but they don't like supernatural ghost demon horror.
Okay.
So if you are scared of that kind of stuff, maybe don't watch it.
I don't mind horror. I more appreciate a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
Because horror movies tend to have just too much blood and guts.
Yeah.
And it's one thing if people are dying, but I don't want to see nasty stuff.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily have to see their intestines to
know that
to appreciate the movie.
Right. Like The Wolf and the Woodsman. If it was made into the movie, I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
But, I don't mind. What Lies Beneath was a scary movie, but it was a psychological thriller. It was with Harrison Ford, like a long time ago. I think I was in college when it came out.
2000?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I was in college. It's good.
Got Harrison Ford in it. Of course it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything he's been in that I haven't liked.
Yeah.
There was a movie he did where he got shot in the head, and he got amnesia, and all he could remember was he was saying, like, Ritz. So, like, he was painting, I think he painted, like, a Ritz box. People would bring him Ritz crackers or whatever. I don't remember exactly how that went. But what he was really remembering was the Ritz Hotel, and he was having an affair. But
things came to light.
Yes, when he started getting his memory back.
Yeah.
but no, that was a good movie too. But I like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
But What Lies Beneath is spooky.
Yeah.
It's good.
I like all sorts of horror. I mean, I don't really get the point of it being too gory. Yeah. I don't really get the point of them, like, people being naked.
Yeah. I don't understand that either.
I don't get it. Like, I don't have to be, I don't have to see everything to understand the story and appreciate the horror. Right. Appreciate the fact that you're terrifying me. Like,
right.
But I think that if you were interested in just spooky season, if you're interested in those kind of witches, the Witch, the movie, and Witch, A Tale of Terror audiobook would be, I think, a good pairing.
The girls might like The Witch. Is there a lot of bad language? Maybe I should look at the...
not really bad language.
They watch Chucky.
Yeah.
And that has terrible
that language.
But of course, they did watch it on VidAngel, so you can cut out. If anyone doesn't know what VidAngel is, it's like an app, and it has different movies and TV shows on there. And then you just set your filters, and it filters out for you what you don't want to see or hear. Yeah.
I know at one point in The Witch, there's some nudity. And, I mean, it gets a little violent. It's a little freaky. Like, I don't think I watched it alone. I think I made my friend watch it with me.
I was going to say, I would not watch that alone.
There's some scary movies where I'm like, oh, that's too freaky. I can't watch that alone or at night. Yeah, I don't know if you want to let your children
maybe
watch
not.
that
Maybe
movie.
a couple more years before Emma can. She had a nightmare the other night.
Oh, no.
I went in there to get her up. She says, Mom, I had a bad dream.
I hate nightmares.
And she said, and I thought it was really happening.
Yeah.
She dreamed that she woke up and looked at her window, and there was a hand coming through her window.
Oh my gosh.
But she has a screen on there, so that's the first thing that couldn't happen.
Right.
Unless they cut out the screen. But then the hand reaches all the way across her room and turns the light on. Or turns it off. I don't remember, because she sleeps with her light on, so maybe it reached over and turned it off.
Yeah.
And
I was about to say, that would make more sense that it turned it off, because if it turned it on, it's like, did this really go from a nightmare to just a weird dream?
Right. So she turns the little lamp on by her bed, and the hand disappears. And then she went back to sleep and woke up, and a face was in her window.
No.
And she said, I think she got up and went to the window in her dream. And I was thinking, how did you not know this was a dream? Because would you go to the window?
Would you have gotten up?
Would you have done that?
That's funny. That reminds me, when I read Alien Isolation, our friend, our coworker let me read, I went to work and I was like, I know it is a sci-fi scary book. I know it's based off of a video game. I understand that even all the time people do this. But if I showed up on this random alien planet and walked into this abandoned spaceship, well, first of all, I wouldn't go into an abandoned. But if I did make it into the abandoned spaceship and start to see blood everywhere and like sudden big eggs, nope, hightailing it out of there.
Exactly.
Nope, not gonna be me. Yeah, might be you, but ain't gonna be me. I'm getting out. And obviously, it's a common thing. Like, without the stupid people doing the stupid things like that, without leading themselves into the horrible situations, we wouldn't have horror movies.
Right.
So I understand it, but I always, whenever I watch a horror movie, I'm like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
So I get it, though. We have to be able to criticize the horror movies. Yeah, but that's all I read. I finished those 3. Yeah.
So one book that I finished was The Wolf in the Woods. And I actually did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just didn't enjoy the graphic descriptions of mutilation.
I know. And I think this is funny. I'm glad you can actually vouch for me and say that it is in fact gory. Because I know I say things and I come off dramatic sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to be listening and be like, is it really that gory? No, it's that gory.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's really bad.
I wanted to mention that I started laughing at one point in the book because she's sitting in the temple with her father and they're hearing a story from a rabbi about a queen named Esther. And I was thinking, wait, are they Jewish? Because they have a rabbi and they have a Queen Esther. And the story of Queen Esther was very similar to the real story of the real Queen Esther. Mm-hmm. It was very interesting. I was like, man, she just stole this right out of the Bible.
Yeah.
But I liked that, and I was not exactly okay with how it ended. I really thought...
Really?
Because I just thought...
Oh my gosh, a house divided over here.
I liked the way that it ended.
Yeah.
But...
I know. What do they say? Like, what do they use an animal to compare? It's like a goose or something? Oh, I am thinking of the wrong book. I'm thinking of Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh.
Which
wow,
you
two
probably
completely
like,
different
by the
books.
way. Does Emma have that? So you could read it.
She does, yeah.
Yeah, you should read it.
I got so many other things to read. And this was a busy week for me.
Yeah?
Which is probably why I didn't do as much reading as I wanted to. Ella started art class.
Right.
And so she's going to go every Friday for art. And I spent money that I shouldn't have spent. I went to a barbecue place right next to the art studio. So I was like, well, and I felt weird too. It's the first time I've ever left her with someone that's not family.
Yeah.
And that I don't know.
I mean, there were other kids too.
Yeah, and there were other kids. It was just like,
yeah.
I had some apprehension.
Yeah.
And I told myself...
because you've never done it before.
Yeah, and I told myself, this is stupid, but this must be how parents feel on the first day of school.
Right.
When they leave their kids. But Emma and I went and had a snack at a barbecue place. I say snack. I was a pig.
Yeah.
I had
you
like
told me
3 or 4
everything.
things. But it was like, I want to say it was $50 just for the 2 of us to eat there.
Ooh.
And I was like,
that's kind of pricey.
Yeah. This place is bougie.
Yeah.
So we ain't going back there.
Yeah.
And I told Emma, I said, we can't be doing this every time we bring her up here because I can't spend money like that. But we found a Nepali grocery store when we were leaving. And I was like, oh, we need to check that out because their dad is Nepali. And then right next to the restaurant, or right next to the grocery store, there was an Indian restaurant. I was like, oh, we could get food there. Yeah. So it'll be nice to go in there and look around because the girls love Indian food. And I cook it decently. I'm not Indian, so I wasn't raised cooking it, but my husband used to tell people that I cooked pretty good Indian food, so I thought that was a nice compliment coming from him.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's that, and then we're almost done with cleaning out Ella's room. Yeah, because we're going to paint it because my sister is going to give it a makeover. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, we'll have all the painting done. Yeah. So we've been working on that. I tried to put up my fence in the front yard that I got, the no-dig fence.
Did it work out?
No. It's not working out, and I don't know if it's because my shoulder is sore. So I got up on the ladder because it's tall, and I was trying to hammer the top of it down into the dirt, and I thought I had it in there. So I moved on to the next one and just fell over, and I was just like, I give up. My shoulder hurt. Oh, I did try to do the second one. So I'm hammering the second one in, and that's when it fell over. The first one fell over, and I was like, either I need a man or this is not going to work.
I would definitely try to see if a man would come help you.
Emma's stronger than I am, so I'm going to try her first. Yeah. I don't need a man. Yeah. I'm a modern woman.
Yeah, that's right. You're an independent woman. I mean, I'm sure somebody at work wouldn't mind. I could think of a few at work who wouldn't mind helping you. Wouldn't mind stopping by, seeing if they could do that for you.
I think I'll just get Emma to see if she can do it first, and then I might go down another road for that. But and then I guess that's really all I did this week. We did watch Coraline to get ready for Halloween, and
love that movie.
It's a good movie. I didn't want to watch it the first time the girls asked about watching it. I was like, that movie looks creepy.
It is a little creepy.
And, and it is creepy, yeah, but it is good. It's a good movie. It's a great Halloween movie.
It is. It is a good movie. I remember, like, every day after school, my sister would want to watch it before she did her homework, before she did anything else. She's like, I gotta watch Coraline. And so we would sit in the living room and watch Coraline.
That's hilarious.
It's a good movie.
It is.
And so, I don't know. I sort of have, I guess, fond memories of Coraline now because of that.
Right.
And you haven't read Coraline?
I've never read it.
You should read Coraline.
I haven't. You told me it's spookier than
It is spookier. The book is a lot spookier than the movie, but the book is a little bit freakier than the movie is. It's also really small. Itty bitty.
Okay.
It's like yay big. Nobody can see my little fingers, but
it's like half an inch.
Yeah, it's like half an inch. So yeah, you just finished The Wolf and the Woodsman.
Yeah. We did read a couple chapters in Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get it mixed up.
I'm saying it right. We read a couple chapters in that. I'm trying to think. Oh, we just read last night. Oh, this was like, I hated this part in the movie when Ron tries to put that spell on Malfoy. Yeah. And it backfires, and he's throwing up the slugs. Yeah. It's just as bad to read as it is to watch. Yeah. It might even be worse because you're in your head, like imagining it, and you're like,
yeah. Poor Ron.
Oh, poor Ron. Why hasn't he got that thing fixed?
I know. I love those books. So, what am I currently reading? You
just finished everything.
I know those audiobooks were pretty short too, which was like 4 hours of audio, I think. And then Vanishing Fleece was like 6 or 7, something like that. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head, so I might be entirely wrong. But yeah, they weren't really long. And I know I had said like last week, I was like, I really wasn't feeling audiobooks lately. But this past week, I ended up driving myself a lot. So I was like, well, since I'm driving myself, I'm going to listen to these audiobooks. Dang it. Mm-hmm. You're going to do it, Brooke. You're not going to get bored and just play music. You're going to listen to an audiobook. So I made myself, and I was glad. I felt really good about it.
I keep saying I need to find a new audiobook that I can listen to with the girls.
Yeah.
But I'm saving the one Dewberry Farm Mystery because it's Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to wait till it's closer to Christmas to read it.
Yeah, the Christmassy one.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one called? I don't remember.
What is that one called? Oh, Mistletoe Murder.
There you go. Yeah, perfect for Christmas.
Yep.
I've started an audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm interested in it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep reading it though. I don't know. It's kind of hooked me, but like I could see how it could just sort of fall out of my mind easily.
Mm-hmm.
It just could. It's called Love Until Death by Mark Seal.
Okay.
And it's an Audible original. I'm going to go to the actual details of the book. Title details. It's called Love Until Death, and the subtitle, I think, is The Sudden Demise of a Music Icon and a Trail of Mystery and Alleged Murder. Narrated by Jonathan Davis. So, and I was having a hard time differentiating whether or not this was fiction or nonfiction.
Oh.
I think it's nonfiction. I think it really happened.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. And I can't even explain to you why I'm having such a hard time figuring it out. Like, I'm pretty sure it's nonfiction. Let me just read the summary. In 2019, veteran journalist Mark Seal began investigating the suspicious death of music mogul Peter Eichen. Does that name ring a bell?
I'm not sure.
Just 32 days before he was found dead in his Paris hotel room, Eichen had married a handsome debonair Frenchman named Alexander, who would claim to be entitled to his late husband's fortune. As Seal dug into the case, he had no idea that tracing the incredible life of Alexander, he's got a beautiful French last name that I can't say, Alexander D. would take him from Paris to London to Beverly Hills and unspool a web of intricate plots and deceptions that for a time made Alexander D. I can't say his last name, a millionaire, and left multiple alleged victims dead in his wake. Mark Seal uncovers impossible stories about a man who seems to evade justice at every turn.
How do you spell that last name for Peter?
Eikin.
Death of Peter Eichen, his companion Alexander Despieres.
Fascinating true crime story is
It
the
is
title of
true.
a review. So
62-year-old Australian millionaire found dead in a Paris hotel.
yeah.
Interesting.
So,
So
like,
it is real.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I feel like it's nonfiction just from having read the summary, but also from having read the summary, there just wasn't much else information given to me as the random person downloading this audiobook and listening to it. So I couldn't really figure it out. I was pretty sure it was nonfiction, so now I know, and yeah, so that's another nonfiction. That would be the third nonfiction audiobook in a row. It's interesting. I mean, true crime is always interesting.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know if I was feeling it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
am I really feeling true crime right now, or do I want to read something else? I don't know. And it's really short. It's like only got 4 hours and 11 minutes left, I think. I think I started like 5 hours or so.
I don't think my parents really like true crime, so I don't know where I get it from. I love true crime.
Yeah.
But anytime they love mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever they're looking for a new mystery, if it turns out that it's a true
Real?
crime, they're like, no. I'm like, why?
I guess because it's real. I don't know.
Maybe.
There's a lot of people that don't like true crime, and I think their reasoning is just because it actually happened.
Right.
So this is obviously something that can happen.
It does freak me out more. And I actually quit watching it when Deepak moved out.
Yeah.
Because at least at night, and some of them, though, they're like, it doesn't help if you're a man, or it doesn't help if you're smart or whatever. Like, I mean, we could have still been murdered in our beds even when Deepak was at home.
Right.
But
right.
It didn't bother me because he was home.
Right. I understand. Yeah.
And but now that there's no man in the house, I'm like, I want to watch this stuff. Not by myself.
No,
not in the dark.
No, I understand what you mean, because when Austin worked night shift, I mean, I would like go to bed alone, wake up alone, be alone. It's dark, scary. I'm alone. Like, it's just freaky. It's just freaky. But I got used to it. But I mean, it would still always freak me out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just something about the fact that you were all alone.
Right.
It's just freaky. And at night. Like, if I'm alone during the day, it's like, oh, la la la, I could care less. I'm not scared of anything. But the second the sun goes down, nope, don't want to be outside. I don't want people to be able to see me. Curtains everywhere, blinds up.
What's that movie that Emma made me watch? It's a scary movie, and it's about a girl who's deaf.
Oh, Hush.
Hush.
Love that movie. I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And, I should think about her. I mean, she could have been murdered, too.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
Right.
But she's a feisty little girl.
Yeah, she was a baddie.
Yeah. So I just need to channel her and get back into watching that stuff.
Yeah. So I was you were saying that you really like true crime.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever listened to this or read this, but I listened to this true crime book, and it is wild. It is a wild ride. It's called If You Tell, A True Story of Murder, Family Secrets, and the Unbreakable Bond of Sisterhood by Greg Olson. He does a lot of true crime, I think.
Name sounds familiar.
So, if I can find the summary. After more than a decade, when sisters Nikki, Sammy, and Tori Notick hear the word mom, it claws like an eagle's talons, triggering memories that have been their secret since childhood until now. For years, behind the closed doors of their farmhouse in Raymond, Washington, their sadistic mother, Shelley, subjected her girls to unimaginable abuse, degradation, torture, and psychic terrors. Through it all, Nikki, Sammy, and Tori developed a defiant bond that made them far less vulnerable than Shelley imagined. Even as others were drawn into their mother's dark and perverse web, the sisters found the strength and courage to escape an escalating nightmare that culminated in multiple murders.
Oh.
Harrowing and heartbreaking, If You Tell is a survivor's story of absolute evil and the freedom and justice that Nikki, Sammy, and Tori risked their lives to fight for. Sisters forever, victims no more, they found a light in the darkness that made them the resilient women that they are today, loving, loved, and moving on.
Oh.
But, like, basically, this woman, she's just, like, a manipulator,
mm-hmm.
and she just brings people into her home and, like, just manipulates them and abuses them, and she abuses her children. She ends up taking in someone's nephew, I think it's her nephew. She abuses him. She abuses everybody because she's just horrible. She's just a horrible, narcissistic person. And eventually her abuse ends up leading to, she ends up killing several people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a wild ride. And it's a pretty long audiobook, because I remember when I was listening to it, I think at one point I screenshotted it and sent it to my mom, I think it was like chapter 72 or something.
Oh my goodness.
But let's see how long it says on Audible. Well, 10 hours and 34 minutes. That's not that long.
No.
Nah.
The Hunger Games were about 10 hours.
Yeah.
11.
So it's a wild ride, though. It is a wild, and like it said, heartbreaking ride.
Wow.
Come the ending, I was like, I'm so glad that they are not victims anymore, but like it was sad. I felt really sad come the ending. But wow. It was good. It was really good. You might like that one. I bought that one for somebody for Christmas, actually. She was like, yeah, I might like a true crime book, and that was like the most recent one I had read. And I was like, girl, you gotta read this. So it's pretty good. I don't remember how we got here, but here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I'm still reading the ebook on Kindle. It's actually really good. I actually really like it. I haven't read it, I think, in a few days. Austin was working for somebody, and he ended up going in at like 3 in the morning
mm-hmm.
and not getting home until like 4
mm-hmm.
p.m. And so he's like really tired when he got home, and so like we ate dinner and he immediately went to go lay down.
Right.
So I would read and like clean up after dinner, whatever I was doing, and then I would go upstairs
mm-hmm.
and like I would sneak into the bed with my Kindle, pull my blanket over my head, and I was like reading for like an hour. It's Be Not Far From Me
mm-hmm.
by Mindy McGinnis. It's the YA one that I had mentioned where they're in like a national park.
Oh yeah.
And I had said, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go something like this, and somebody's gonna get lost, and we're gonna follow their perspective. Someone's lost, and they are messed up.
Oh no.
I'm really pleased that even though it's a YA, and don't get me wrong, the interactions with other YAs that this girl's having,
mm-hmm.
that I'm like, okay, y'all are a little annoying.
Right. But
just her viewpoint being
mm-hmm.
in the woods, she's not annoying. I think I really like her. And I'm surprised that I don't know why. I like survival stories.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. They're very interesting. And it's always good to learn those tips. But she ends up breaking her foot.
Yeah.
And it's like bad. So it's pretty interesting. But she's like a survivalist. Like she really likes, learning about survival tips and techniques. And she's always been into nature and stuff. So she knows a lot of what she should eat, what she can't eat, what she mm-hmm. needs to do in order to find where her camp was. Because, the whole setup is sort of like, y'all were all sort of stupid for doing this in the first place.
Right.
But like, they go to like this party in the woods. In the woods. Deep in the woods. And they all like got drunk. And
boy.
She saw something that upset her, and so she like ran off into the woods drunk. And
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so she ends up messing up her foot because of that and gets lost because of that. So, but it's pretty good, like following her, figuring out how to get back, and you're sitting there reading, and you're like, oh my god, your foot probably hurts so bad because of how she describes what she's like doing. I mean, it's bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it's also a little gory. It's not as bad as The Wolf and the Woodsman, though. I will say that, not as bad as that.
Thank goodness.
So like, if you were interested in reading it, I think you'd be able to handle it. So far, I'm not done with it. I think I have like 2 hours left.
Hope she doesn't lose that foot.
I think she's gonna lose her foot.
Oh no.
I think once she gets back to civilization, her foot's gonna have to go.
Oh my god.
But that's just me, and I haven't finished it yet, so that's my guess. Who knows? So I actually am enjoying that pretty well. And I finished my physical book this morning, so I am not physically reading anything yet. Who knows? I might start Goblin, our book club pick that I need to read at some point. Yeah. Or I'll read something else. Who knows? I know.
As long as you have Goblin read by October 14th.
Right. That's all that matters.
You have a ways to go, so you'll probably be okay.
Is that all you're currently reading, though? Harry Potter?
Yeah, I'm going to find something to read today. Well, I'm reading Goblin. I did start.
Oh, yeah. You did tell me you started Goblin.
And I have it on Kindle. I read the first page on Kindle. Mm-hmm. Actually, I might have read the first 2 pages.
I know, because when you have like the Kindle, you can like zoom in and it changes everything.
Yeah.
You don't know if you actually read like 3 pages or like 1.
What page am I on?
Yeah.
I also ordered the physical book because I think Emma wants to read it on Kindle because she told me that the physical book does not meet her aesthetic. She wants in her room only old books.
Oh.
And
like classical?
Like classic.
Okay.
And they need to look classic. And I'm like, excuse me.
I know, right? My bad.
So she's not interested in the physical copy. So I think she's going to read it on Kindle, and I'm going to read the physical book. So it should be here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I might read one of the JoJo Moyes books. I don't know.
You know.
I mean, I have plenty of new books.
Yeah. Something I didn't mention with The Simple Wild, the book I finished by K.A. Tucker today. It's like a 4 or 5 book series.
Okay.
So I like it enough that I think I'm going to get the second one.
Okay.
And read that. You might be interested in it. It's really, I mean, like, I wanted to pack up and go to Alaska. Like, I wanted to be in Alaska.
And that's why I got a 5-star rating?
Right, that is why I got a 5-star rating. It is pretty good. So, yeah.
All right.
And the romance isn't, like, crazy.
That's good.
Like,
oh, yeah, that's another thing. Like, you had me really worried that there's going to be some really spicy stuff in The Wolf and the Woodsman. And I'm not saying that it was, like, not spicy, but it didn't happen as much as I was expecting. Like, I really thought there was going to be,
it wasn't very often.
No.
But when it happened, I thought it was pretty detailed. But it really wasn't very often.
No.
The most stuff you have to worry about with that book is the blood and gore.
It really wasn't even the worst thing I've ever read.
Yeah. Likewise.
I read a romance novel one time when I was 16, and I was like, and I'm looking around like, are my parents nearby?
I know. You like close the book and you're like, am I doing something wrong? That's funny. But no, the romance is in the romantic scenes, because I only read the first book, and The Simple Wild, though. It's called the Wild series, I think. And it's called that because, well, one, I mean, Alaska's the last frontier. I mean, their wilderness is just vast.
Right.
But the charter plane company that her dad owns that. I don't know if I ever said that. It's not a spoiler. He owns a charter plane company because they actually live in a town in Alaska that, like, nobody can get to unless you fly in or, like, take a boat upriver. So that's mainly where all their business is just transporting people, taking people's mail, stuff that villagers order. They have to take them their stuff. But their company is called the Alaska Wild.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's fun. Fun fact. I think the next one's called Wild at Heart by K.A. Tucker. And yeah, the romantic scenes weren't too spicy. I don't think they were too.
Yeah.
They were spicy, but let's see. From 1 to 5 chili peppers, 3.5. 3.5 chili peppers. So The Wolf and the Woodsman was probably like 4 chili peppers. I think that's all I've got, though. I don't know what I'm going to read next, other than maybe the book club book.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We'll find out next week.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. I guess it's me. All right, guys.
No pressure.
No pressure. All right, guys. So don't forget that we are reading Goblin. If you're interested to be part of the book club, you can send us email, comment. Also, you can send us voice clips. We're still trying to figure by we I mean Brooke, is trying to figure out how to use the audio files. And if we can't get that figured out, we'll just read off the comments. And also we might start working on some Patreon stuff, because she figured out some fun things that we were trying to figure out, but we didn't know what to do to when we were editing to get like the funny stuff that happens behind the scenes onto Patreon. So I think she figured that out. So we might actually start putting some of that together soon. And then if we do that, we'll let you know when we have a couple of different things on Patreon, because we don't want to just have one thing on there. Right. I don't think for y'all to go on there and be like, oh, I listened to one thing. Yay. Right. So we'll try to work on that and get a few things put up before we 100% make that announcement. But just so you know, Brooke is so smart, she finally actually figured it out. And, right. And so that's coming soon, like really coming soon. And don't forget to check out Sideways Sheriff if you get a chance, if you're interested. You know, he's our only sponsor, so we want to give him a shout out any chance we can, because we really appreciate him. Yeah. And I think that's it. Just check out the notes, so that if you heard a book that you thought might be interesting to read, you can look at the notes and remember who wrote it and all that good stuff, so that you can read it.
Sorry, when you're done, I have something I need to say.
Like done, or
no, not done. I'll go ahead and just say it. I'm sorry. This is something I forgot. And if I didn't say it,
she'd be so mad.
The person would be really upset. Uh-oh. So we recorded on Monday, and then every Thursday I video chat with my best friend who lives in North Carolina. So we were video chatting, and she was just talking about the podcast. She likes listening. And she was like, oh, I have a beef with you. Uh-oh. And I was like, oh, what did I do? And I got a little worried. I thought I actually did something. She was like, you were talking about me on the podcast? And I was like, uh-huh. And she was like, and you failed to mention that I'm your best friend. Oh. You said my friend, and you didn't say best friend.
Oh,
so
Brooke.
I told her, I said, I'm so sorry. Let me rectify that in this next episode. And here we are at the very end, and I just thought of it. I'm so sorry.
At least you did remember.
Yeah.
At least you remember.
So she's my BFF. So, for the record, best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, you can continue.
Okay, so lastly, kindred spirits, we love you, we appreciate you, and as Anne always says, kindred spirits are not so scarce as I used to think. It's splendid to find out there are so many of them in the world. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week.
Bye-bye.